Good evening to the participants of the SLW670 Advanced Intellectual Property Law. Karibu sana, welcome to my class. Anyone can unmute and read what I posted on the screen. Haraka, quick. I posted on the screen is cooperation with their IP offices and organizations, and we are going to read REPO, that is African Regional Intellectual Property Organization, and which is having the links with the, if you start with number 1, member states, number 2, potential member states, 3, other IP offices, 4, SEDAC, 5, OAPI. This is one of the offices like the ARIPO, and it is French speaking countries in the most the Western Africa. Then COMESA is one of the organizations attached to the ARIPO, WTO, World Trade Organization, and AU, African Union, EAC, and later on that we can see the ECOWAS, WIPO, and these are all attached to the ARIPO. And in the English speaking, especially East African countries, the ARIPO is there, and OAPA is the French speaking countries, which are in number, if I not be mistaken, 24 countries are there in the Western Africa, and these are the countries where this UOPA is there. And Africa is the only one continent where there are two, patent offices there. That's the great thing. So without wasting the time, let us go to our study that what we are there. Yes, Latin. Yeah, Timothy Chikoti, welcome to the class. Late is better than never. And in our last class, I was there at the design of integrated circuit where I put the symbol. Can you tell me the Timothy Chikoti, what is the symbol which I put it there? And here my cursor is there. Could you see the cursor? Even I magnified, I highlighted also. Could you see my cursor? Chikoti, could you see my cursor? See, this is called cursor. And here I made it. Unmute and give answer. Sir, I don't know how to unmute it. Okay. Sooner or later you could know it, how to unmute it. So now in this class that we are going to deal the design of the integrated circuits. An integrated circuit is an electronic device that incorporates the individual electronic components with a single integrated platform configured to perform an electronic function. So it is in a circuit over there like in a chip form, and all it's designed over there, and it may function as an electronic weight. The perform an electronic function, the integrated circuit is. The production of the layout design of the integrated circuit, that is the layout design of the circuits. In other words, we can say the topographics in the TRIPS agreement is provided through the incorporation of the Washington Treaty on Intellectual Property in respect of the integrated circuit. So there is the integrated circuit treaty would be there. According to the treaty, one should have to prepare the integrated circuit in a particular model, in particular fashion, and they would not be deviated, and it should be used for the peaceful purposes. Also, the another point, a treaty that was concluded under the World Intellectual Property Organization in 1989. So the treaty is concluded. Which treaty? Either the TRIPS are concerned or the Washington Treaty on Intellectual Property in respect of the integrated circuits are concerned. The TRIPS agreement adds a number of the provisions. For example, production must be available for at least 10 years. So if a person has invented a new thing, then his monopoly would be there at least for 10 years. So that was the TRIPS agreement will says. In practice, layout design of the integrated circuits are commonly protected under patents. And generally, these integrated circuits is protected under patents. So that is the another point is there. We would like to know it. So integrated circuits also intellectual property, and it will be protected under the patent. Of course, in Tanzania also there is a patent act is there, and we'll read in the next classes what are the acts which are there in Tanzania. Let us will go to the undisclosed information. So that is the point here which I highlighted it. Undisclosed, read the point. Participants, anyone can unmute, read undisclosed information. What is the next? Read that paragraph. Timothy Chukadi, can you unmute and read? Try to unmute and read. I want to hear your voice. At least tell me, are you hearing me? Say yes. Unmute and say yes. Unmute and say yes. Timothy Chikoti, are you hearing me? Please say yes.
Yes.
Good. I appreciate. Enough that at least you are there to listen me. Can you read this paragraph which I highlighted here?
Yes. Yes. Undisclosed information include trade secrets and test data.
Keep your gadget very near.
Trade secrets.
You keep your laptop or the smartphone very near to the mouth so that I could hear your voice.
Okay. Undisclosed information include trade secrets and test data. Trade secret must be protected against unauthorized use, including through breach of contract or confidence or other acts contrary to honest commercial practice. Such protection is conditional upon the information being secret, having commercial value, and responsible steps having been taken by the owner to keep the information secret.
Yes, thank you very much. See, information which is not revealed is, we can say, is undisclosed information. Is it clear?
Yes.
A secret between the two is a secret. A secret among the three is a open secret. Did you get my point? Say yes or no. Did you understand what I said? Say yes or no.
Yes.
A secret between the two is a secret. But a secret among the three is a open secret. That means you can keep the secret between the two only. But never keep the third person a secret. If the third person knows it, then definitely it will be an open secret. Means, and moreover, if you don't tell any secret to the ladies, including your wife, I repeat, don't tell any secrets to the ladies, including fill up the blanks, including the wife. So if you reveal the secret to the woman, and if you say later, see, don't reveal to anybody, I am revealing to you, it is enough. It will telecast in such a way, even the BBC and CNN cannot telecast so fast. Is it clear?
Yes.
That's why don't reveal the secret to. Don't reveal secret to. Say, fill up the blanks.
Fill the blank.
Don't reveal the secret to. Fill up the blank. Timothy, don't reveal the
That's good.
secret to any woman or lady,
Oh, yes, yes. Or even a wife.
including the wife. Because wife also
Yes,
a lady or a woman. Am I right?
yes,
Good. So here undisclosed information includes trade secret and test data. Do you know the formula of Coca-Cola? Till today, formula of Coca-Cola nobody knows because
yes,
Coca-Cola cannot bear the patent. The reason, if you want to make the patent, after the 10 years, the information should be known to each and everybody. And moreover, there is a condition that you have to give the secret formula also when you want to patent it. And the Coca-Cola doesn't want to take the patent, and hence it is never disclosed their trade secret or the equation or the combination or the chemicals or the composition used in the Coca-Cola. So trade secrets and test datas. If any test datas are concerned, and that is will be undisclosed information. Trade secret must be protected against unauthorized use. So no one should have to know the trade secret because some secrets are very much costly enough. Even if you know it, it will destroy the world also. So in the destroy the world in the sense, suppose the ammunition that you are preparing it and they don't reveal it, what type of the ammunition that you are using for the explosives and other things, and they don't disclose the its combination also. So including through the breach of a contract or a confidence or other act contrary to the honest commercial practices. So if a person is working in any chemical factory producing a say about a color, any color, but they don't reveal the combination of the colors or the equation of the color which they are going to product it. Only the people on fingers know the combination of the equation, and they are only the people of the company, most trusted people. If anyone can breach a seat, then naturally an action would be taken against him. So such trade secrets will not be revealed. So undisclosed information can be protected. Such protection is conditional upon the information being secret, having commercial value and reasonable steps. They should have the commercial value also and a reasonable steps having taken by its owner to keep the information secret. So the information, a person who invented such a secret will try to keep it and will not be exploited by the other people. That's the reason they will try to keep under the Patent Act if it is a innovation of particular nature. If it is a product is concerned, they can say trademark if the trade is concerned. So test data submitted to the government in order to obtain the marketing approval for the new pharmaceutical or agricultural chemicals must also be protected against unfair commercial use and disclose. Suppose if a person has written to the government for obtaining the approval for the marketing for agriculture, then the government will give the permission to them. Yes, it doesn't have that much or very less side effects would be there for this product, and hence one can use it. Moreover, whenever you are marketing in the market, the cost should be also less. If you keep the cost more, people will not afford it. So try to supply in a cheaper manner if any life-saving drugs are concerned or very common drugs are concerned. The protected against unfair commercial, and so that's why it cannot be disclosed over there. Of course, in the tablets they will write what are the combinations are there because then only the government will give the permission to them. But no one can make with the same combination of another drug. Okay, let them have their own combinations, but the equation is varies, and the trade name also varies, and the trademarks also varies. Can you tell me which is the the known company in the pharmaceutical which will sell throughout the world the medicine? Trade name. Pharmaceutical company trade name. Timothy, are you there? If you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you say pass on.
Pastor.
Do you buy anytime the medicine in the pharmacy?
Yes, I'm buying on the pharmacy. I didn't investigate the manufacturing of that medicine.
Okay, I appreciate. There are, if you just happen to see, there is a company name would be there on the strip. For instance, I will give you one example. Glasgow, Glaxo, Glasgow company is a very famous company. And it produces the medicines. But in India, company also very good companies are there, very famous companies are there, like Reddy Laboratories, Reddy, R-E-D-D, Reddy Laboratories. It is also India company, very good. And of course, multinational companies are there, like Cipla, Cipla, Cipla. So these are all different companies will produce the in the medicines, and their combination they will disclose it, but no one should have to use the same with the same brand, because they do have the trade name and brand name also, and that should not be used over there. Regarding the motor vehicles are concerned, which are the motor vehicles mostly used in the Tanzania? Motor vehicle means cars I am speaking. Timothy, don't be silent. I'm asking the question to you. If you know it, you tell me. If not, you say pass on. Kimia. It is a Toyota, a car which will be used mostly in Tanzania. Do you know that Toyota logo? Say yes or no. A Toyota logo is different. The same logo, a trademark, no one should have to use it. So that's what I want to convey to you. So the agriculture product is concerned, chemical products are concerned, when they get the marketing permission, then they should be disclose its combination also. Extended transition period continues to apply the least developed country members. See section below on the transitional arrangements are concerned. So now let us go to the point again, the anti-competitive practice in licensing. Anti-competitive practices in licensing, because it is the government which will give the license to manufacture the drugs or any other products are concerned, provided it doesn't have the negative effects on the mankind. One way for a right holder to commercially exploit his or her intellectual property right includes issuing a license to someone else to use the right. So a person has invented a particular thing, and for instance, you say it is a soft drink like a mango juice, and they use a different style, and they want to supply the mango juice in entire Tanzania. But you have to get the permission from the government to see that whether the mango juice having any harmful chemicals or insects in it or not, quality control is proper or not, whether the preservatives which are using is consumable nature or it is having any side effects on the human body. So once they satisfied that then they will give the license to that company to manufacture it. So one way for a right holder to commercially exploit his or her intellectual property on which he invented, so he can ask for the license to the government, and it is a right he is having. Once the government has issued the license, then he could have a right to manufacture it. But no other person could have to manufacture the same item with the same combination. So recognizing the possibility that right holders might include the condition that are anti-competitive, it should be not a against the competition. Competition is allowed in the business, but not the anti-competitive nature, because the fair competition should be there. The TRIPS agreement says that under the certain conditions, government have the right to take action to prevent anti-competitive licensing practices. So the regulating body is the government, and it will have the right to take an action to prevent the anti-competitive licensing practices. So licensing, anti-competitive licensing practices are there where the government will stop it. It also says that government must be prepared to consult each other on controlling anti-competitive licensing practices. So if any persons make some anti-competitive licensing practices, then that should be curbed over there. The more generally, the TRIPS agreement recognized that right holders could use these rights to restrict competitive or impede technology transfer. So the TRIPS agreements also makes some restriction in the competition also, or impede the technological transfer. See, competition is allowed, but it should be a fair competition, not at the cost of the reducing the price. No. And moreover, its viability should be there, and a good marketing should be there in the market. The agreement gives the government the right to take the action against the anti-competitive practices if anybody is make the such anti-competitive practices are the less, like selling the very cheap rates also. It is not the fair competition. It is the anti-competitive kind of practice also, because no one can sell a tube or a tire of a vehicle, I mean a four-wheeler, at the cost of 10,000. What is the cost of a tire? Car tire. Is it 10,000? Timothy, sir, I don't have the car, hence I don't know what is the cost of it. But to my knowledge, it will not be 10,000. It may rights to the, it is a 5 lakhs or 4 lakhs or 6 lakhs. That means the rate would be there depending upon the size of the tire. This is my assumption, but I don't know exactly the price of it. In certain situation, the TRIPS agreement also waives some conditions required for the compulsory license of a patent in cases where the government grants the compulsory license in order to remedy a practice determined to be the anti-competitive. So in certain places now, the government will waive it. We need not to have the license to manufacture it. Because if the drug is very much useful to the people, number one, number two, if the life-saving drug is there, and they will encourage the companies to produce such a drug, and they will give the license to them to produce, so that the drug would be available at the cheapest cost also. So a company which comes forwards with the less cost, naturally that license will be given to the company because it is affordable to each and everybody, even a rich man to a poor man to the middle man. Are you hearing me? Timothy, I could see
Yes.
your microphone.
I am.
Yes, now I could see. When you speak, the microphone will be green. When you don't speak, then it will be red when you mute it. Is it up?
Yes.
Sir, I don't know. It is you, you know better. I asked the question, what is the tire cost? Say about the car. CAR car, the cost of the tire, TYRE. Can the cost is 10,000 rupees? I mean 10,000 Tanzania shillings? Give me the answer. Say, sir, I don't have the car. I have the piki piki or boda boda. Timothy,
Pardon, please.
what is the cost of a tire of a car?
Cost of,
TYRE tire.
okay, almost starting from 70, 80 to 120.
Thousands.
Yes.
Suppose if any company, do you know the company which manufactures the tires? Can you tell me the company name? Any company which manufactures the tires.
For motorcycle, I don't know, but for motor vehicle, I understand it.
Okay, tell me.
For motor vehicle, we have Dunlop. For motor vehicle, we have Dunlop.
Imisha. Firestone, MRF, Falcon. These are all the multinational companies. You see any tire, there is a company name is written there. Okay. Say yes. So no one can sell the same tire which costly about the 70,000 to 1,20,000 for the 10,000 Tanzania shillings, because it is a anti-competitive practices. A fair price should be fixed, and the amount of the fair price is either sometimes will be fixed by the government. They will say that yes, these are the minimum things. Yeah, okay, any person wants to purchase a very costly tire, okay, let him go it. Because there are many companies are there, their prices are different. Am I right? Say yes.
Yes.
Appreciate. I asked one more question also. In Tanzania, which company brand cars are mostly used in Tanzania? Four-wheelers. Answer. Did you understand the question first? Which company cars are used in Tanzania mostly? What cars are playing in the Tanzania on the road? Answer. If you don't know, you say pass on.
Pass on.
The cars which are used in Tanzania is Toyota. Repeat.
Toyota.
Toyota is a motor vehicle that is mostly used, but very less you could see Mercedes-Benz. Did you see the Mercedes?
Yes, but in few.
Very few.
Mercedes-Benz in Tanzania.
Did you see Ferrari? Is an Italian company car.
No.
Ferrarie. If I not be mistaken, Ferrari. You cannot see in the Tanzania Ferrari.
Yes.
It is a sports car.
Yes.
But you can use, sometimes you can see Audio. AUDIO Audio, which is having the 3 or 4 rings, intersected rings. It's a logo. Of course, we can see the Volkswagen, sometimes BMW, and I did not see GMC, General Motor Company, GMC. Did you see GMC car here? Say yes or no. Okay, there is a problem, I think, but that is all. Okay, now enforcement. This is the point which I want to make it out, which I highlighted here. Enforcement. When you say the enforcement, in order for the protection of the intellectual property rights to be meaningful, WTO members must give right holders the tools to ensure that their intellectual property rights are respected. That means there would be a machinery to protect the rights of this intellectual property. What is WTO? Chikoti, answer.
Sir,
What is WTO?
the World Trade Organization.
What type of the abbreviation it is?
Shortening.
It is not a shortening form. I am uttering the each word. WTO. It is called initialism. It is called
Initialism.
South. SAUT, South. What type of the abbreviation it is?
Acronym.
Acronym. Spelling ACRO. Acronym. Acronym. Okay, WTO members must give the right holders the tools to ensure that their intellectual properties are respected. That's why enforcement procedure to do so are covered in the part 3 of the TRIPS agreement. So enforcement machinery is there in the part 3 of the TRIPS agreement. What is TRIPS? It is an acronym. What is the full form of the TRIPS?
Trade-related intellectual property.
What is S? What about this S? Is it services or is it the same thing? We know it, trade related. Yes, now you can see it. What is written? It is the intellectual property over a TRIPS agreement. WTO TRIPS means trade related. I can make it out what is the full form of it so that you could know it. What is the full form of it? See, for instance, if I could write it, TRIPS full form. TRIPS is the acronym. TRIPS full form. It will give given over there. Read now. Read now.
Trade-related aspect on intellectual property rights, TRIPS, is an
There is
agreement
this S. See, T means trade.
on intellectual property
Okay,
rights.
R means related. Okay. Then of course we diminished there aspect and intellectual I is there. Property P is there. What about S here? Yes. They made such a rights, property rights. So instead of writing the rights, they said they use the S over there. Number one. Number two, sometimes they use the word or letter a different, which is not there, and pronounce as one word, TRIPS. See, trade related aspect. Where is A here? Is there A here? No. So they eliminated A. If the A wants to keep it now, you cannot say TRIPS. Then of intellectual is there, I is there, and again the P is there. Then there is no R is there, but there S is there because they want to say TRIPS means trade related aspects of the intellectual property rights. So right they use it, but they don't say yes because sometimes we eliminate the words. For instance, we can remove the words also, some letters also. So they kind it as a trade related aspects of the intellectual property. If you just see the TRIPS origin, you could know it. Origin, whether they have taken from the Latin word directly or then we can understand sometimes whether they are taken from another word. Yeah, because they said trip or trips, the Frankish word, skip, trip. What does the slang trip means? No, trip is, slang trip is different again. There is a tripper, you can use it. The trip off system is there in the electrical company. When the fluctuation of electricity is more, then electricity will be tripped off. That trip is different. But here, this trip is different. Here, this trip is trade related aspects of intellectual property rights are concerned. So sometimes either they can add the one letter or they can delete the one letter so that they can pronounce in a proper way. So that is the method they would adapt it. In general practice it is. It is in a general practice. So enforcement is given in the part 3 of the TRIPS agreement. The agreement says government have to ensure that intellectual property rights can be enforced to prevent or deter violations. The procedure must be fair and equitable and not unnecessarily complicated or costly. They must not entail unreasonable time limits or unwarranted delays. People involved must be able to ask a court to review an administrative decision or to appeal a lower court's ruling. So, if the enforcement machinery is not there, then whatever the rights which is given to you is a waste. Rights are given, yes. If your rights are violated, somebody, machinery would be there to punish it. Of course, based on the complaint. Police is the enforcing machinery. Court will give the orders. Are you following me?
Yes.
Yeah. Suppose the courts are giving the orders, but there is no enforcement. What will happen? The court decision become futile, useless. Am I right?
Yes.
So naturally, enforcement machinery should be strong. That is given in the part 3 of the TRIPS agreement to see that people should not violate somebody's intellectual property rights. So the TRIPS agreement is the only international agreement that describes intellectual property rights enforcement in detail, including the rules for obtaining the evidence, provisional measures, injunctions, damages, and other penalties. So enforcement authority will see that if anyone violated somebody's intellectual property rights are concerned, at that instance they will impose the penalty, they will impose the injunction, they impose the damages. Do you know what is meant by injunction? Say yes or no. Timothy,
Pardon?
what is meant by injunctions?
Okay, of course, the injunctions for those who infringe the law must be issued and pay the damage.
How many types of injunction you know?
Which type?
Injunction, kinds of injunction or types of injunction.
PASA.
Temporary injunction, interlocutory injunction, permanent injunction or perpetual injunction, mandatory injunction, prohibitory injunction. Are you following me?
Yes, yes.
And there is another type of injunction also there. That is freezing injunction.
wabariki viongozi wake, hekima, umoja na amani. Hizi ni ngao zetu Afrika na watu wake. Ibariki Afrika, ibariki Afrika, tubariki watoto wa Afrika. Mungu ibariki Tanzania, dumisha uhuru na umoja wake kwa waume na watoto. Mungu ibariki Tanzania na watu wake. Ibariki Tanzania, ibariki Tanzania, tubariki watoto wa Tanzania.
Asante sana na sikiliza mimi darasa online. Mungu akubariki na kukulinda.